All companies set prices, yet very few know what they're doing when they're setting their prices. Where is impact pricing heading? Well, our vision is to build a company focused on educating other companies about pricing and value.
Coffee's for closers only.
So we've established my proposal is sound in principle. Now we're just haggling over price.
Let's see how much we're going for on eBay.
I mean, it's the same as Dunkin' Donuts. Costs 15 times the price.
Welcome to Impact Pricing, the podcast where we discuss pricing, value, and the relationship between them. I'm Mark Stiving, and today we're wrapping up our season of subscriptions with a monologue from me. Over the last few months, I've had many questions about what impact pricing the company is doing, how we run our business, how we make money, and probably the question I like the most is our goals. In today's podcast, I'll answer these questions while interspersing some real content for anyone actually interested in pricing. Starting another new company is always a challenge. When I left Pragmatic Marketing, which is now Pragmatic Institute, I was thinking about retiring and doing a little bit of speaking and training about pricing just to stay involved, maybe earn some extra spending money for some new toys. One of the biggest problems I see, though, in almost every single company is they don't understand value. Salespeople don't know how to sell it. Marketers can't talk about it. Product teams don't build it. This is a huge problem. And that was going to be my main focus, helping companies know what value is, and then helping them create, communicate, and capture it through education. I don't want to be a consultant. I want to be an educator. Then along comes subscriptions. Yes, they've been around forever, and they've even been a hot topic for several years now. However, once I started studying them, I was hooked. I'm amazed at how different they are than normal business. I'm thrilled with how powerful they are. There are several great sources of information about managing subscription businesses, and I've been absorbing as much as I possibly can from every one of them. And yet they all seem to be on the leading edge. Nobody's teaching the basics. I dove in head first, and of course, I focused on pricing. This seems like a big problem to me and to everybody I talked with. Well, now my first dilemma. Do I focus on subscriptions, or on value, or on both? When I'm coaching clients, I always tell them the focus is key. You have to pick. But this is me. Do I actually have to follow my own advice? I talked with my wife. She supportively said, whatever you think is best. I talked with a bunch of my colleagues, most of whom reaffirmed that, yes, you should choose, but they didn't tell me which one to choose. Eventually, I chose. I chose subscriptions, at least for now. I'm hoping in 6 months I can start shifting back toward value, and you'll hear more about that a little bit later. But that also is the end of my second dilemma. Being a small solopreneur, or should I build a company? To do what I really want to do, I have to build a company. There's so much pricing knowledge to share. Hence, impact pricing is destined to be more than my personal brand. Right now, we have me and 6 part-time people. 4 work on marketing and 2 work on content. I'm the only full-time employee, but the team is amazing and growing. Believe it or not, we're actually cash flow positive already. We currently sell, and I said that in air quotes, we currently sell 2 products. We don't actively market or sell them. One product is mentoring. I often get calls from companies who want me to do consulting for them, but I don't want to be a consultant. Instead, I offer the buyer a mentoring program, and these consist of weekly phone calls with me to talk about their pricing issues. They do the work, I talk with them about it. This works out well for both of us because my mentoring program costs a whole lot less than a consultant would, and they learn along the way. I get to keep my fingers involved in real problems and test new ways of explaining things, one person at a time. The other product that we offer, but we don't sell, is custom content. Twice now, companies have called and asked for webinars on specific topics. One was pricing metrics, and the other was psychological aspects of pricing. Since we have the knowledge and it fit our mission, we said yes to both. Our first real product is set to launch in May. This is our course on subscription pricing. Quick aside for a little bit of content now. What's different between subscriptions and traditional business? First, it's the source of revenue and revenue growth. Traditional businesses rely almost exclusively on winning new customers. Subscriptions, though, they need to win new customers, but they also have to focus on retaining their current customers and expanding or growing the revenue they get from those existing customers. These require new metrics, new thinking, new pricing methodologies. Second, the pricing levers companies use in subscription are a little bit different than they are in traditional. Now, both traditional and subscription businesses are much better off when they define their market segments. So that's a common lever between the two. Packaging, what we put in our packages, and I like to say good, better, best, packaging is also a common lever, but traditional businesses usually define a set of products and rarely change them. Subscription businesses use packages and frequently change them, and it's often based on usage data. The third pricing lever that subscriptions use, but traditional businesses tend not to use, is a pricing metric. What do they charge for? And it turns out this is a really important topic. Okay, back to the subscription pricing course I was talking about. I was absolutely shocked to get a request from a very well-respected B2B subscription-based company out of Silicon Valley. And they asked me, could you teach us pricing metrics? I assumed they already knew this. I assumed they knew way more about this topic than I did. They live it. But after a while, I had this thought. All companies set prices, yet very few know what they're doing when they're setting their prices. Why wouldn't that be the case with subscription pricing as well? Of course, we said yes to the opportunity, and that's part of the subscription pricing course. It is one piece of evidence that gives me huge hope that there's going to be amazing demand for this course. Pragmatic Marketing, the company I used to teach for, is an amazing educational experience. If you've ever had a chance to take their courses, you know exactly what I mean. Now, their courses are packed with a ton of information in a 6-hour day. We're going to model our very first class after them with 4 90-minute modules jam-packed with information about subscription businesses and subscription pricing. If you took this class, you would walk out of that with a full brain, maybe a headache, who knows. However, we're also going to offer the exact same content in 2 days instead of 1. The 2-day class is going to be filled with exercises, so the students will know the topic deeper than someone who just took the 1-day class and got the knowledge but didn't really get to experience it. Different people have different preferences, different learning styles. We will see over time what works best. For now, the course is only going to be instructor-led. It will either be in person or online, so we get a lot of interaction and feedback from our students. Finally, where is impact pricing heading? What are our goals? Well, our vision is to build a company focused on educating other companies about pricing and value. We're currently looking at a few video training platforms, and we'll likely offer a course on how costs relate to pricing for free. We're going to offer that one for free as a way to gain experience on the platform and to get feedback on that type of training from our clients. We're absolutely going to pick up that topic of creating, communicating, and capturing value as soon as we possibly can. Since we're about to launch the first product, and all signs are that it's going to do exceptionally well, we've started to think about how to scale this as a business. The only way this scales is if I'm not always the sage on the stage, and that's our current dilemma. We don't yet have the answer. Luckily, we don't need an answer immediately. All right. Now that was episode 13, lucky number 13. Sorry it was all about us. Now we have 2 interviews lined up for next week, tons more people on the list to invite. This is going to get exciting again if you didn't find this one overly interesting. But do please let me know what you thought of the episode. Too much detail, not enough, boring. And if you have any other ideas for what we should be doing inside Impact Pricing, please let us know. All feedback and comments are absolutely welcome. Please send them to me directly, mark@impactpricing.com. And definitely, please join us next week for another episode of Impact Pricing.